everybody, it's me. I apologise if I'm squinting a lot during this video, but the sun is literally in my face and there's nowhere I can go to get decent lighting. We have too much light this time, so that's going to be fun. So if I'm squinting, it's because the only place to get a decent light without a massive shadow is directly in front of where the sun is, so it's kind of directly in my face. So you'll get to see a lot, but I won't. It being the first weekend of October, it is spook time. It is officially the month of Halloween. So I'm going to be doing some Halloween inspired looks. This week is zombie week, because who doesn't love a good old-fashioned zombie look? It's really one of the easiest, or at least most forgiving makeup looks to do, and it's a lot of fun. So I'm going to start off with my primer as usual. Okay, we are primed and ready to go. We're gonna then go in with some concealer. Now, obviously, it being a zombie look, it doesn't particularly matter if you're not 100% flawless. Go in with the opposite color, which is what I'm gonna do. So, like, for instance, for the areas under the eyes, I'll usually go for yellow, which reduces greenness, and purple, which livens up sort of sallower skin. And I'm going to go in instead with green and red in the under eye areas, because it's a zombie look, so you kind of want to look a little bit strange and not flawless with it. So this is going to be fun. Okay, so we have concealed on the face in unusual colours to make the complexion look a little bit more weird and sort of unusual. And now we're gonna put on some foundation. Again, I don't know if I've mentioned it recently, this is Max Factor Ageless Elixir. It works fine, it's a foundation, it's not massively heavy, but it gives good coverage. And just using beauty blenders that I got from Claire's Accessories, because I can't stop raving about these enough, because everyone who knows me knows I love a bargain. Again, it doesn't have to be super even and flawless coverage, because you're trying to look like a member of the undead, so a little bit of splotchiness isn't going to be a massive problem. So far so normal. We have primed, concealed, and put on some foundation. This is where it's going to take a departure from the norm. Because if you have something like liquid latex, you can use liquid latex for this next step. I do have some, but I'm trying to keep it for my cosplay look later on in the month. So what I'm going to be using is a little bit of PVA glue. Everyone knows the old trick that we all used to do at school of putting PVA glue all over your hands and then waiting for it to dry and sort of peeling it off. We're going to use PVA glue to create a sort of a peeling look to some of the skin. So I'm just going to slather it on. It's going to look really suspect, unfortunately. There's nothing I can do about that. So that when it dries, we can sort of peel it off and see how that looks. So I'm just going to put some more on my neck. And it just helps to give that sort of uneven horribleness. Okay, cool. So Right, that's the unusual stage. And now, as we wait for the PVA to dry, we're gonna map out our contour. A big part of this contour is to look as gaunt and haggard as you can. So you want to be using quite a lot of shadow and very not so much highlight at all. So yeah, we're just gonna go in with some nice high cheekbones and really drag that down. And then we're gonna go around the eye as well so that it appears very sunken. We're gonna go into the creases between the mouth and the nose and around the brow as well, just to, again, really make it look as though you're sort of sunken back in on yourself. And the good thing about there being the entire sun outside my flat is that the PVA should dry fairly quickly, so that's good. Still a mess. I've laid down the basics of my foundation with the Sephora stick in the shade Light, just so that I've got a guide to work off of. I'm gonna go in and sort of, as I'm blending it out, add some powder on the top. Again, just to really emphasize how sunken these cheeks are. And then just a little bit of highlight on the very small spaces that we have that are to be raised. Just to sort of make it a little bit more eye-catching. Because just because you're a member of the Undead Horde doesn't mean you can't look good. Okay, because I don't want PVA getting anywhere near my eyes, I'm going to be back in a minute once the PVA has dried properly to finish up the contour. But as you can see, we're getting a lot of shadow going on, and I will be back in a moment with the rest of the look once this has dried. So it's now dried slightly. I'm also going to add in to the around the eye contour a little bit of purple from my Mahusive eyeshadow palette, just to sort of give it a less healthy look, I guess. So we're just gonna add in a bit of purple as we're going around the eyes to make it look heavier. And I'm gonna carry that heavy over the eye contour out to the temple so that it looks more uniformly sunken. And yeah, just gonna keep going over that under the eye area with purples and blues, just to make it look really highlighted, and bring some of it over the eye as well. Again, just to make the skin look very unhealthy. This also has the benefit of, again, just because you're a member of the Undead doesn't mean you can't look fabulous. A lot of it does have a sort of a glitter in it, so you're the prettiest zombie, and that's what matters. Obviously, being a zombie, you will have feasted on a few people, so just gonna bring some red in around the hairline. mouth. Benefits of this being an eyeshadow means that it's not hyper visible. So this is just sort of a base that you can go in with something a bit more pigmented and get some more detail out of it. But yeah. I'm just gonna basically cover the whole mouth area in red. And now the PVA glue has dried a little bit more, we can start having fun. I'm gonna get a sort of a pale greenish, as well as a tone that matches my skin a little bit more. And we're gonna use a combination of those colors to sort of push into the PVA. And you can see, hopefully, it's going all kind of stringy and like collecting on itself. And the aim with that is to just get it to look as though bits of actual skin are peeling off. And this is obviously not gonna be like the most amazing zombie look ever, but it's the aim is more something that you could achieve using stuff that you have about the house anyway. Because seeing people do those absolutely fantastic, like amazing Instagram looks of like undead things and things with jaws the size of your head, it's like, yeah, that's cool, but I personally cannot do that. So I'm gonna leave that to them and instead do my specialty, which is how to look like a monster without putting too much financial effort in. So we're just kind of stippling the eyeshadow into where I've put the PVA, and you can see it's sort of creasing up, hopefully. I'll do some close-up shots later on. I'm also going to go in and get a little bit of red into a lot of that creasing, just so it looks like the skin has worn away. A bit green, a little bit blue in there as well. Absolutely ruining this brush, by the way, but it's a cheap brush, so I don't mind. That's why I use this and not one of my nice brushes. So yeah, advance warning, if you're gonna try this yourself, do not use your lovely brushes, because you will cry and have to do a lot of cleaning, whereas I'm just using a brush that I don't particularly care about. Okay, I'm then gonna give a sort of a bluish tint over all of them. I really need a paler blue than I think there is in this box. Let me see if I can find one. There we go, that's a nice pale blue. From the MUA palette, just to sort of neutralize a lot of the skin tone, make it look as though I am not alive. The shadows are not yet dark enough, so we're going to again try and really get those shadows as dark as we can. And again, I'm going to use some of this eyeshadow palette just to really drag it down. And try and mix a bit of purple in with the shadows. So again, we're going in with a lipstick just to get some of the old dry blood look. And the key here, Obviously, the fresher the blood, the redder the lipstick. I don't have a really bold red shade, so we're going for the dry blood look, and you want this to be as messy as possible. And just use that to really get into a lot of those creases. Yeah, kind of hard to judge when you're done zombifying yourself, really, because, I mean, you can always look deader, you know? But I think that's the makeup done. So now I'm gonna do the hair. And doing zombie hair is really an incredibly complicated and long-winded procedure. Essentially, you take some clay, rub it through your hands, and then you do this. And there you go, that's some zombie hair. This is the zombie look. It's a nice, quick, easy look that you can probably do with stuff that you already have around the house. It's an old Halloween staple and it's easy to see why. The only thing I would say is that obviously do be careful before you put stuff on your skin. I know PVA is safe for my skin. Check it's safe for your skin before you go slathering it all over your face. Yeah. Other than that, it's a nice straightforward look. So happy Spooktober, everybody. And, or Vlogoween, or whatever people are calling it these days. So yeah, until next week, I will see you around. Bye.
Ray, done. That stuff is gross. Get it off your face. No! No!